going on, YouTube? It's Credit Guy Frank here, coming to you today with another video, one that is highly requested. All right, now this video I want to talk to you guys about CPNs. As you all know, this is all educational content only. I'm not telling you to do any of these things. I just want to let you know what's going on. All right, so look, I know I made a video about a couple of months ago talking about the climate in which CPs are operating in right now. It's oversaturated, things like that. So it's a lot harder to do certain things that was a lot easier to do before. Okay. Now, I want to talk to you guys about, number one, the most important thing dealing with a CP. All right. Most people, all y'all thinking about is the money. Okay, thinking about making the money, I get it, and that's cool, but please understand that before you get the money, you have to make sure your ducks are in a row. All right, the number one thing that you want to focus on and you want to make sure is that you have a clean CPN. Okay, if it's not clean, the last thing that you want to do, okay, trust me, the last thing that you want to do is get a CPN number, build it out, all right, just to come and find out that somebody's already using it, somebody's already has it, etc., etc. All right, I get a lot of calls, I get a lot of texts from you guys talking about, hey, you know, well, I got this CPN and it got 2 negatives on it, or I got this and I can't get it funded and da-da-da, right? Please, guys, you have to pay attention, you have to follow the steps. You have to make sure that you have a clean CP. If you have a CP from somewhere else, if you're already having issues with it, I generally don't like to work with a CPN that I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I didn't create it, 9 times out of 10, I know for a fact that it wasn't done right. I know that for a fact. All right. Now, another important thing is you need to make sure that you have the proper documentation. All right. Make sure that you can provide proper documentation. All right. Make sure you have that ID. Make sure you have that mail, that bill to support. It's very easy. All right. If you want a piece of mail to the address, just get a Cash App card sent to the address. That's on file. All right. Now you got a piece of mail. You feel me? Let's be creative with everything that we're doing. It's very easy. It's very simple. All right. Get a Cash App card. Now you got a piece of mail, right? You got some proof going on, right? Now, the IRS, if you don't really have an IRS plug, I mean, it's going to be kind of hard for you to really know for a fact if you have a real official CPN number and make sure that it's clean, right? You need a plug. You need to know. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to know how to, you know, make sure that, you know, you can check those numbers. And I'm not talking about nowhere free. All right. Was the SSN validator and things like that. Do not use those things. Like, listen, a free service has no money behind it. All right. So if it doesn't have no money behind it, then how is it going to have the technology, the machines, and all of this stuff to keep up to date with the information that's going on? Do y'all understand that? Okay, so if it's free, it's not accurate. It can't be, because how are you going to stay up to date? You know what I'm saying? The only place you can get free content where you can stay up to date is right here. I don't see too much accurate content that you can really get for free. Okay, and it's my whole point of being here. So free things you can't, you know, it's hard to validate it. So make sure you have that plug to make sure that you can make sure that CP is clean, because guess what? Once you build that CPN up, okay? Now, if you don't know how to build it, of course you can, all right, y'all get the gist, right? But to build up the CP is the same way you're gonna build up your personal credit and things like that. The only difference is, now please pay attention, guys, the only difference is you want to avoid places that pull from Experian. Avoid places that pulls from Experian. All right. If they pull from Experian, you're gonna need to provide different type of documentation and things like that well before you're supposed to. All right. You don't want to be providing those things to them. Okay. You want to be providing those things where you're going to get funded and things like that. All right. You do not want to be dealing with them on that aspect. So make sure whenever you're going to apply for different things, I hope you have a nice blueprint. But make sure that, you know, when you go to apply from different things, if you're unsure, make sure that they pull from, you know, Equifax. Make sure that they pull from TransUnion. Okay, just make sure it's not from Experian, because you're gonna have to provide documentation. Once you have to provide documentation for simple things early in your CP journey, you're already gonna lock it. All right, that's why copying everything from step by step is very important. That's why making sure it's clean is very important, because these things are operated by a system, and any little thing that's off that system, guys, I'm telling you, it could potentially throw it off. All right, now you want to treat this motherfucker like it's a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, you for real, you want to treat it like it's a baby. You don't want to drop it at all. You know what I'm saying? This is everything. All right, treat it just like that, and it will treat you well also. All right, if you treat it like you don't care about it, or you care about it 5 days out the week, 5 days out the month, then all right, be happy with $5,000 off your CP. All right, be happy with it. Now, build it up properly. Okay, avoid Experian. All right, now once it's built up properly, I'm gonna just put y'all on some sauce. All right, I know y'all want to go and get funded and things like that, and you can go to certain banks and you can go get funded. Stay away from tier 1 banks. All right, don't go to credit unions and things like that, but you can get funded. Just make sure that you go to the right banks. I'm not gonna mention these banks because I don't want these banks to get oversaturated like old ones do, but make sure you go to the right banks. Okay, but what you want to focus on is building it up so that you can make it strong enough to where you can then add it, right, to a business, add it to a corporation, preferably. Okay, you want to do that because you can, let's say for instance, you know somebody with bad credit. Okay, just put y'all on real quick right now. Let's say you know somebody with bad credit. They got an LLC. All right, let's say you had this CPN for about 3-4 months, right? Credit score 790, 814, right? Everything is built out properly. You got the right amount of trade lines on there. You got the right history on there, right? You got over 5 years of history, total history. All right, you got over $25,000, $40,000 behind you, right? Somewhere in between there, definitely more than 20. Okay, so I like to do little weird things. If I know I need 20,000 behind me or 25 behind me, I'm going for 28. All right, I'm gonna go for some shit like that. I ain't going for the bare minimum. Okay, so make sure you got that stuff right. Make sure it's set in stone. All right, once you have that, then imagine if you can add that CP that's been curated, that's been clean, you know what I'm saying? You know, there's nothing else attached to it. It's perfect, it's right, it's built up properly. Then you add that to that business. Okay, once you add that to that business, even if you have a bad credit, or this person who owns this business have a bad credit, this person is coming in as a creditor investor. Okay, so now you've made it so that this business could get fully funded just due to the credit score from this CP. You see? Now, that works in multiple different ways. Then you can get income producing assets. All right, once you can get income producing assets, then you can clean everything up. Then you can clean your personal if need be. Then you can clean that person personal if need be. All right. Then you can add yourself to a business. Do everything the right way. All right. Then you can add another management company. All right. Then you can add a trust. All right. Then things will just start to, you know what I'm saying, make a lot more sense. Because once you got LLCs that's under a management company, you take the money from the LLCs, send it to the management company, because that's going to literally make sure that, well, the LLCs didn't make no money, right? The money they did make, they sent it to them. So the management company received all of the money, but they didn't make money, so that's not profit, right? Then that's all being owned by a trust. Then the trust is owned by who? You. All right? So you want to get there, but from there, sometimes you got to start here. So I wanted to just drop some sauce, man. Look, if y'all know that this sauce, y'all think this sauce, man, drop sauce down there in the comments, man. If y'all made it this far, drop sauce down in the comments. All right? Drop it down in the comments. You feel me? Because that is, or this is the routes that you want to take, man. Don't worry about the little money. All right? Forget that small money. We ain't worried about that. All right? You can make some money from, and another thing. I'm going to just go ahead and drop some more. Another thing. Y'all be talking about the iPhone play, right? Y'all could be running up a crazy bag off the iPhone play. Like, y'all don't even understand what y'all could be doing from the iPhone play. Like, that's a whole different topic. All right, that's a whole different topic. But y'all need to like really figure out how to maximize these things. It's only but so many bones that I can drop. You know what I'm saying? Like some stuff, y'all gotta like really get to this stuff, man, because the world is moving and we not stopping. I try to tell y'all, like, we're not stopping. Don't nobody come to a spot and we like, all right, y'all, we good. We don't need to make no more money. This shit is expensive. So you better make sure that you got a bag. You better make sure your businesses got a bag. You better make sure your CPs got a bag. You better make sure everything got a bag, bro, around you. That's important. It's important. All right? So I'm going to make sure I ran down everything. CPs, making sure it's clean. Got to have that government. You got to make sure that you can check that government, those government numbers. Want to make sure it's built out properly. You don't want to use it immediately. You don't want to use anywhere from experience. You want to leverage it properly. You want to build a business, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have one, or you want to attach it to something that's already, you know what I'm saying, available. You feel me? If you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Some shit be available. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just letting y'all know, you know what I mean? Like shit be available. So if you own that, like you feel me? But, you want to make sure that you're doing everything the right way. All right? The right way. Just make sure. Also, good amount of trade lines, all that good stuff. You add it to a business, you know what I'm saying? Then you get an income producing asset, get money and get yourself right, man. Then you keep everything because you want to make sure you're good. Man, y'all know everything, man. It's Credit Guy Frank here coming to you today with another video, man. I'm out. Drop them comments, though.